The headaches began 6 months before Christmas. Sharp, blinding pain that felt as if my skull were being crushed from within. I'd collapsed mid-sentence more than once, vomiting from the agony, my vision blurred for hours afterward. Stress headaches, my father said casually, dismissing my fears. Dr. Robert Hayes, our family physician, was too busy asserting his authority to actually examine me. Dad, I'm losing vision in my left eye. The pain is worsening, I pleaded. You're 27, Natalie. Take an Edrin and stop overreacting, he said without looking up, absorbed in his patient charts on the tablet. My stepmother, Diane, chimed in immediately. Your father's a doctor, honey. It's just stress, my father repeated. You've always been anxious. From across the living room, my half-sister Amber rolled her eyes. Nat always has some dramatic health scare whenever we're planning something fun. Remember her stomach issues during my graduation? Yeah, that was a real year. I collapsed at work a third time, and finally, my boss drove me to the emergency room. The MRI revealed the truth my body had been screaming for months. A massive brain tumor pressing on my optic nerve and brainstem. Immediate surgery was required. My life was at risk. Dr. Elizabeth Morrison, chief of neurosurgery at St. Andrew's Medical Center, studied my scans with grave concern. Natalie, this is a large acoustic neuroma. It's compressing critical structures. We need to operate within the week, Christmas week. This cannot wait. I mentioned my father. Dr. Morrison's expression shifted slightly. Your father is Dr. Robert Hayes, family practitioner downtown. Yes, I said. He's seen my symptoms multiple times. Headaches, vision loss, balance problems. He said I was being dramatic. A flash of professional disbelief crossed her face. Natalie, this tumor is large enough to be fatal if it ruptures or continues growing. Any doctor seeing these symptoms should have ordered imaging immediately. I was told I was wasting healthcare resources, I admitted quietly. You need brain surgery, she said firmly. Emergency surgery scheduled for December 23rd. You'll need family support afterward. I thought of our family Christmas Eve party, the annual event my father hosted where relatives and colleagues gathered. Always more important than anything else. I'll manage, I murmured. Breaking the news to my family went exactly as I feared. December 23rd, my father snapped. That's 2 days before Christmas Eve. Our party is that night. Everyone's expecting you to help host. Dad, it's brain surgery, I said. Dr. Morrison says it's life-threatening. I had looked up acoustic neuromas. They're slow-growing and benign. Surgery could technically wait until after the holidays. My daughter, I'm a physician, he said coldly. I can judge medical urgency better than a surgeon who's trying to meet a schedule. It can wait until January. Diane nodded, supportive. The party is already planned. Invitations are sent. Can it be rescheduled? The tumor is pressing on my brainstem, I said. This is urgent. Stop being dramatic, Amber interrupted. God, Nat, can you not make everything about yourself? It's Christmas. Can't you just let it be? My father's voice turned final. We'll discuss this after Christmas. You're not having surgery during our party weekend. That's final. I was 27. I didn't need permission. But he saw it differently. You need a ride to the hospital. Post-op care. Family support. Refuse to wait and you'll have none. Your choice. That night, I called Dr. Morrison from my apartment. They're refusing to let me have the surgery, I said, my voice trembling. Your father says it can wait until January, I explained. It cannot wait, I insisted. The tumor could cause a stroke or fatal brain herniation. Dr. Morrison paused. Natalie, your father is a licensed physician, she said carefully. His refusal to recognize an obvious neurological emergency was medical neglect. Even more alarming, if he treated his own daughter this way, how was he treating his patients? I couldn't make sense of it. I'm the chief of neurosurgery and medicine at St. Andrew's, she said, her tone precise and calm. I also serve on the state medical licensing board. Her eyes met mine. Your father's practice has had 3 malpractice complaints in the past 2 years, all from women whose serious symptoms he dismissed as anxiety or attention-seeking. Your case could reveal a concerning pattern. My stomach sank. What are you suggesting? I asked. If you're willing to document everything that happened, your father ignoring life-threatening symptoms, demanding you postpone surgery, I can ensure the board reviews his fitness to practice. I thought about the party, the relatives who would blindly believe him, the family that had left me to suffer alone. What do I need to do? I whispered. Come in for surgery. Let me save your life. Everything else can follow. December 23rd arrived. My best friend Kayla drove me to the hospital at 5 a.m. My phone buzzed endlessly with messages from family, all about party plans. No one asked about my surgery. The pre-op room was cold. Nurses shaved the section of my head where the incision would be and marked it carefully. Dr. Morrison has come by with her surgical team, a nurse said softly. Your family isn't here? Dr. Morrison asked gently, though it was obvious she already knew the answer. They have a party to prepare for, I said. Her jaw tightened. Natalie, what your family is doing is unacceptable, but you are not alone. My team is here for you. The anesthesiologist began sedation. The last thing I heard was Dr. Morrison's voice. We've got you. You're going to be fine. 8 hours later, I woke in the ICU, head bandaged, pain pulsating, but alive. The tumor was gone. Kayla was beside me, tears streaming. You made it, Dr. Morrison said. It was an extremely complex procedure, but we removed everything. Then Kayla's expression darkened. Your dad posted photos on Facebook from the party prep. Caption: getting ready for the best Christmas Eve celebration, yet with the family that matters. I had been in the ICU, recovering from emergency brain surgery, alone. By Christmas Eve evening, I was stable enough to move to a regular room. From somewhere below, I could hear music and laughter. The hospital staff Christmas party, just 2 floors down. My father's annual party was likely in full swing at home. Relatives drinking champagne, colleagues mingling, celebrating, while I lay in a hospital bed with a hole in my skull. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Amber. Party's amazing. Too bad you're missing it. Dad told everyone it was just a minor procedure and that you're totally fine. Something inside me shifted, not anger, but cold clarity. The door to my room opened. Dr. Morrison entered, but she wasn't alone. Behind her stood a sharply dressed man and a woman carrying a tablet. Natalie, this is David Chin, the hospital legal counsel, and Dr. Patricia Williams from the State Medical Licensing Board, Dr. Morrison said, her tone professional. They'd like to speak with you about your father's response to your diagnosis, if you're ready. I told them everything. 6 months of ignored symptoms, my father's refusal to order imaging despite clear neurological warning signs, his insistence I delay life-saving surgery for a Christmas party, and his threat to withdraw all support if I didn't comply. Dr. Williams recorded every detail, her expression darkening with each sentence. Your father told relatives you were having a minor procedure, she asked. He texted my aunt saying it was just a routine outpatient thing and that I'd join the party later, I replied. Dr. Williams' eyes narrowed. You underwent an 8-hour craniotomy to remove a life-threatening brain tumor. That is not routine. That is not outpatient. That was emergency neurosurgery. He claimed Dr. Morrison was exaggerating to pad her surgery schedule, I said. Dr. Morrison is chief of medicine and one of the state's most respected neurosurgeons, Dr. Williams countered sharply. David Chin spoke up, his voice tight. Accusing her of performing unnecessary surgery is serious professional defamation. Dr. Morrison tapped on her tablet. Natalie, I need to show you something. She turned the screen toward me. Your father's Christmas party at your family home. Yes, I asked confused. It coincides with St. Andrew's Hospital's annual staff Christmas celebration tonight, she explained. She swiveled the tablet so I could see. Your father invited several medical colleagues, including Dr. James Peterson, who's presenting an award at our hospital event right now. He's been spreading your father's version, that you're dramatic and seeking attention, avoiding family obligations. Dr. Williams leaned in. What Dr. Peterson doesn't know is that Dr. Morrison performed life-saving emergency brain surgery on you today. Would you allow us to correct this publicly? I hesitated, then thought of my father's party, the lies he had told, the relatives who believed them, and the family who had left me to suffer alone. Do it, I said. Tell them everything. That night, what happened at the hospital Christmas celebration became the talk of the local medical community. Dr. Morrison arrived in her surgical scrubs at 9 p.m. and took the microphone during the awards ceremony, interrupting Dr. Peterson mid-speech about young professionals' work ethic. I apologize for the interruption, she said, her voice calm but commanding. I am Dr. Elizabeth Morrison, Chief of Medicine. I need to address dangerous misinformation being circulated here. The room went silent. Dr. James Peterson has been telling colleagues about a young woman allegedly faking headaches and avoiding her family Christmas because she's dramatic. That woman is Natalie Hayes. I performed an 8-hour emergency craniotomy on her this morning. She had a large acoustic neuroma pressing on her brainstem and optic nerve. Without immediate surgery, she would likely have died within weeks. This was not elective. This was not dramatic. This was life-saving emergency surgery. A ripple of murmurs spread across the room. Dr. Morrison continued. Her father, Dr. Robert Hayes, a licensed family physician, dismissed her symptoms, severe headaches, vision loss, balance problems, for 6 months, calling them attention-seeking. He refused imaging. When I diagnosed the tumor and scheduled surgery, he demanded it be delayed until after his Christmas party. Whispers grew louder. He told family and colleagues that she was dramatic and undergoing a minor outpatient procedure. Meanwhile, he is hosting a party while his daughter recovers alone from emergency brain surgery in this hospital. This is not only medical negligence, it is a clear threat to patient safety. Dr. Hayes has 3 pending malpractice complaints from female patients alleging dismissal of serious symptoms as anxiety. Natalie's case demonstrates a disturbing pattern. Dr. Peterson stood abruptly. Elizabeth, I had no idea. I repeated his lies without verifying them. You publicly defamed a patient who just had brain surgery. Dr. Morrison fixed him with an icy gaze. The medical board will review your role in spreading misinformation as well. Dr. Williams stepped forward. I am Dr. Patricia Williams of the State Medical Licensing Board. Effective immediately, Dr. Robert Hayes is under investigation for medical negligence, endangering patients, and failure to meet the standard of care. His license is suspended pending review. Tonight's investigation began with Natalie's case, but further complaints have since come to light. The room felt completely silent. Dr. Williams scrolled through her tablet, her voice steady but cold. Hayes has a documented pattern of dismissing female patients' symptoms, especially neurological and pain-related complaints. 3 women suffered delayed diagnoses because he told them they were anxious or exaggerating. She turned the screen toward the room. One of those women died from an undiagnosed brain aneurysm 6 months after Dr. Hayes refused imaging. Another developed permanent disability from an untreated autoimmune condition he called attention-seeking. The 3rd needed emergency surgery for appendicitis after he dismissed her pain as menstrual cramps. Silence filled the room. Dr. Williams looked up. Natalie Hayes nearly became the 4th preventable tragedy. Her case breaks the pattern. Dr. Morrison folded his hands. The board meets at midnight to review Dr. Hayes' license. His practice will be audited. Every patient complaint will be re-examined. We protect patients, even from colleagues. Even at Christmas, medical negligence doesn't take holidays. My phone started buzzing at 9:47 p.m. First my father, then Diane, then Amber, then relatives I hadn't heard from in years. Kayla looked up from her screen. It's everywhere, she said. Someone live-streamed Dr. Morrison's speech. The hospital hashtags trending. Headlines spread like wildfire. Local doctor under investigation after daughter's emergency brain surgery. Christmas party interrupted by medical negligence allegations. My father's voicemail was full of fury. You vindictive little, my career is destroyed. Christmas is ruined. Diane texted, you've humiliated this family. Amber added, Dad's crying. You ruined everything over a few headaches. I blocked them all. Dr. Morrison came in during rounds. Her expression soft but sharp with purpose. How are you feeling? Like my family's lies finally caught up with them, I said. She smiled faintly. That's a healthy response. She checked my vitals. The board moved fast. Your father's practice is shut down. His patients are being reassigned. The investigation found serious problems. Will he lose his license? Probably. The evidence is strong. She paused. You saved lives tonight, Natalie. Sharing your story exposed a dangerous doctor. Others won't suffer like you did. The board met until 3 a.m. on Christmas morning. Dr. Robert Hayes's medical license was suspended. His clinic closed. 2 more patients came forward that same night. I spent Christmas Day in the hospital. Caleb brought food. The nurses decorated my room. Dr. Morrison brought coffee and warmth. My phone stayed silent. No apologies. Only one text from a cousin. You destroyed your father's career. The family's ashamed. Hope it was worth it. I deleted it. 3 days later, Dr. Morrison discharged me. You're healing well, she said. The surgery was a success. Your future looks bright. Thank you, I whispered, for believing me. She smiled. That's what real doctors do. We fight for our patients, even against our own. The investigation lasted 4 months. The board uncovered 8 years of negligence. 11 women came forward. His license was permanently revoked. His reputation erased. The family of the woman who died sued him, and the settlement bankrupted him. Amber sent one last message. Dad lost everything because of you. I could live with that. Because I was alive. The tumor was gone. My vision returned. I had a new home, a new job, and people who cared. 6 months later, Dr. Morrison invited me to speak at a medical ethics conference. Your case changed how hospitals handle patient complaints, she said. You've made a real difference. On stage, I told my story. My father was a doctor. He ignored my brain tumor because it was inconvenient for his Christmas party. That's not just family neglect. It's a public danger. The audience rose to their feet. Afterward, a young woman approached, tears streaming down her face. My father's a doctor too, she whispered. He says my pain is all in my head. But now I know I can find someone who believes me. Do it, I told her. Your health matters more than his pride. A year later, I was thriving, tumor-free, working as a patient advocate, and finally with someone kind. Then came his email. You destroyed my life and career. All because I didn't take your headache seriously. I stared at it for a long time. Then I typed back. You ignored a brain tumor. Your patients and your daughter deserved better. I hit send and never looked back. Because I'd learned something essential. Survival sometimes means exposing those who should have protected you. Dr. Morrison was right to report him. The board was right to act. And my life, my healing, was worth everything I lost. My brain had healed. And finally, so had I.